So one thing I would like is for you guys to use your Photoshop skills in creating your Kandinsky piece. So I'm going to go over a couple of steps that should be familiar to you. So this is just really a reminder of how you can use Photoshop to help you get your colors and your coordinates in processing. So here is the picture that I have chosen. I'm going to take for Kandinsky, or I could take this one. Looks more like the original. That one's kind of on the small side, so that's okay. I could take this one, and I just want to copy the picture. I'm going to copy the image. I've already opened up Photoshop, and I can go to File, New, and just choose my clipboard setting and hit Create. I already had one there, and I'm going to paste it in. Okay, so that should all be familiar. I don't really want the white border. I mean, you could leave the white border if you want. I'm going to crop off, just because that will mess with my measurements. I'm going to crop off the white border. So what size do we want these Kandinsky pieces to be? I go up to Image, Image Size. I don't want them too small, and we can always use the scale feature to make them larger. So let's make the width a little bit bigger though. Let's make the width 700 pixels, and I have this locked, so I made my height larger. So something around 700 is good. This one I had over here, I think that one was fine by itself. Yeah, the width was already 700. So larger end, put that around 700 pixels. That's the thing that we care about. And we want to make sure that the resolution is at 72, which it should be if you get it from the web. So if you got an image that's really large, resample it down to be something more like around 700, 800 pixels at the max. Okay. So first thing is get your Kandinsky image in processing down to a reasonable size, again between 700 and 800 pixels. Make sure it has a resolution of 72, and write down this number, because this is the number that your processing sketch needs to make sure our coordinates line up. So my processing sketch would need to be under size 700 by 557, and then for this one, this sketch would need to be 700 518. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to open up the Info panel under Window, Info, and I'm going to reset my units to be in pixels. So if I go under Edit, Preferences, Units and Rulers, come on, pop up, and where it says Rulers, I'm going to switch that to pixels and click OK. And now I have my Info panel here. So if I take the Move tool, for example, and I put it on the corner of this triangle, now I can't move my mouse because then I'd lose it, but if you look over my Info panel, you can see the X and Y coordinates. And so I would write that down, 77, 99, and then I'd go to this corner here and I'd write down those X and Y coordinates, 277 by 100, and then to this corner, 170 by 250. So I just got my coordinates for my triangle here. Now I can also use the eyedropper to help me get the colors. So I'm using my eyedropper tool, click on it, and right up here, I can't move my mouse, but if you look at the Info panel, my RGB, it gives me my color palette. If I want to get this red, it gives me the color I need for the red. And lastly, not everything is based on points, vertex, right? So like, what about, how could I get the width and the height of this circle? So with my Move tool, I can get the center by putting my Move tool in the middle, and I see it says X and Y 171, 249. And if I take my Selection tool, I can make a general selection over the whole thing, and you see how in my pop-up box, it's telling me my width and height. And I can get that, write that information down as well. Okay, so basically what I would do is take your Kandinsky, put it into Photoshop, make note, first thing is that you have to make sure that you have it a good size, and that's the size you're going to make your processing sketch. and then you can go sort of marking out the vertex or the width and height and colors and making notes, and then bring it into processing.